So I was just going through my recommended tab on YouTube the other day, and I found this video, and it's NBA Analysts reaction of Luka Doncic before and after the NBA draft. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch it. But then I thought of, hey, you can like react to this and make a video out of it, and we can kind of talk about this together. And I thought this is going to be a funny video to watch, because Luka was a polarizing prospect, because there was people that were so on Luka Doncic, and then we're just so off on him, because people that were off on Luka Doncic thought, okay, he's not the most athletic player. He's not going to be able to be, he's not quick enough to play with these guys in the NBA. He didn't go to college in America. That was kind of the main knocks on Luka, and that maybe he wouldn't be the greatest like shooter in the NBA. But he turned out to be pretty good, because obviously he was a young MVP in the Spanish League, playing for Real Madrid, going up against guys like so much older than him, and he was schooling everybody. So we know that DeAndre Ayton went 1, Marvin Bagley went 2, and Luka should have went number 1 if there was a redraft at this current moment. And he is playing like a top 10 player in the NBA, and he's what, 21 years old? Or he's 20 years old, so he's still very young, and he might be the best NBA player of this generation. We will see though. But yeah, we are going to be reacting to this. I'm very excited to see, or I think it'll be funny. I wonder if it's going to be guys that are like, will realize and take blame for their wrong takes on Luka, or they're just going to lie and say they were, they knew he was going to do this, but they were off on him. So yeah, without further ado, we can get into this, and I will leave a link to this video in the description below. So, Cain,
no doubt, no hesitation, take Luka Doncic with the #1 overall pick.
Wow, I didn't know Cain. Okay.
Luka Doncic is the guard wing 2-3 from Real Madrid and Barcelona. He's 18, 19 years old. He's spent the last 3 or 4 years since he's 16 playing professional basketball against men.
Yeah.
Men. Much higher level than NCAA. And as I saw Bill Simmons tweet out, much higher level than watching 7-foot prospects shoot against 5'9" trainers standing still. Because that's what we get against most of these NBA prospects. We get things like Yi Jinling.
Probably younger.
So you know, taking their rookie seasons alone as evidence, you might have an argument between Blake Griffin and Luka Doncic, but I don't think that's how we can judge who is the best rookie since LeBron James. I think that's part of it. I think the other part is, where do you feel like the arrow is pointing for this particular player? And I think with Luka, to all the reasons that Ryan laid out, the arrow is going so high up. It doesn't feel like the thing everybody said about him when he came out, that he's already at his ceiling. Blake suffered not just from having one of his best seasons of his career, his rookie year. The league changed out from under Blake as it was happening. The league moved out to the three-point arc. The league became big men need to be able to stretch the floor. Right after, the Golden State Warriors happened right after Blake did this as a rookie. Luka feels like he's ahead of where the NBA is going. Like how Ryan laid it out, he's versatile, he's big.
Honestly, I was expecting Cain not to have a good take on Luka, but he did. I'm impressed.
Running offense. I've never seen the kind of vision he has. I mean, you've seen it. LeBron obviously had it as well. But his brain seems to be on a 3-second fast-forward loop of everybody else. He knows the right play to make. And I think this is the most important part. And again, I think you said a lot of these things, Ryan. He has that special thing, man. He's clutch. Before they started tanking, he was up towards the top of the league in clutch shooting to win a game in the last 5 minutes. And he's got a special move. That step-back three, I mean, as a rookie, he's already got the things that we go, wow, James Harden has that.
Oh, boy. Let's see this one. I'm excited for Stephen A's.
Incredibly important that the Phoenix Suns don't mess this up. He's right there in Arizona. He's right down the road. You need a box office attraction who can flat out ball, who's a big boy, the size, the athleticism, and the combination of all of those things with his gifts that you simply can't teach. I don't give a damn about how this kid in Europe looks. I understand he's a 6'8" point guard. He's surreal. He'll probably be the #2 overall pick. If it were anybody else, of course you take those things into consideration. But in Phoenix, considering the level of ineptitude that they have raked that city with in terms of its basketball product that they put out on the floor, DeAndre Ayton, there is nothing to think about. There is nothing to talk about. There is nothing to
Now, I'll let him
there is
finish.
absolutely nothing to consider. You have to take DeAndre Ayton with the #1 overall pick because you are the Phoenix Suns. Anybody else, you can debate it, you can throw it up in the air. But my God, what they have been subjected to in terms of their basketball product since the days that Steve Nash and Mike D'Antoni left. I mean, come on. You've got to take this kid #1 overall. If I'm the Phoenix Suns, I change my phone line. I cut it off. I don't talk to anybody. I'm not answering anybody. I'm not entertaining anything, Max. I'm taking DeAndre Ayton. I'm not even talking to anybody about it.
Okay, that's funny, because I have a feeling Stephen A is going to contradict that. Now, I thought there was a good case for Luka. I thought he was going to go to Phoenix due to the Igor Kokoskov signing as the assistant coach, and I believe that was his Slovenian international coach. I don't know if it was his European at Real Madrid, but I think it might have been his international coach. Don't quote me on that. But I think that's funny that Stephen A is like, you literally need to shut your phones off and like not even debate it at all. So yeah, let's see what Stephen A has to say after this. Let's see if he contradicts himself.
Want to see the Rookie of the Year? It ain't DeAndre Ayton in Phoenix, regardless of what happened when he dropped 23 and 18 last night in Boston. It's this kid, Luka Doncic. That's who it is. The Rookie of the Year to be. This kid is special. This kid is sensational. He really, really is. Just 19 years of age. First they found Dirk Nowitzki 20 years ago, and now they found this kid. This kid is special.
Okay. So I guess that's his only take that he has after him. But yeah, I guess it doesn't really contradict him saying that before. Let's see who Max has going, or if he liked Luka.
Office appeal you think he may have, none of those things in the end matter. The only thing that matters is getting the best player. And while once upon a time I was convinced that was clearly DeAndre Ayton, I am no longer convinced because of his performance in the tournament. Maybe I'm being a prisoner of the moment, but I saw things Stephen A. He's more athletic than Okafor. But like Okafor, may not be as ideally suited to the modern game, or the postmodern game, if you want to call it that, than some of the other guys in this draft. And I'm not talking about Doncic, who apparently doesn't react well to pressure on the ball. No, not great if he's going to be a primary ball handler. No, I'm not talking about either one of those guys. I look at guys like Jaren Jackson and Wendell Carter, and I see guys there that are more like the best players that have come out of the draft recently. You think about Jason Tatum, or even watching the Celtics, think about Al Horford. I see guys who can switch on screens, who play consistent and excellent.
But like Wendell Carter Jr. didn't shoot the ball either. So like Jaren Jackson Jr. was a shooter, but I feel like Wendell Carter Jr. didn't shoot a lot at Duke, nor does he shoot in the NBA. I would say, because he just said Aiden did, I feel like Aiden definitely shot more threes than Wendell Carter did in college, if I can remember correctly.
Defense, they're everywhere all the time. Long athletes. I see guys with, at least in Wendell Carter's case, some offensive polish too. And in both cases, real offensive upside. I see much more of the kind of modern kind of star than I do in either Ayton or Doncic, to tell you the truth.
I like how he says
So I haven't seen much of Doncic other than the video that, that we've all seen.
You haven't seen much of Luka? Come on, man. You don't say that on NBA TV. You're an NBA analyst. Or I guess, I don't know what he goes by, but come on, man. You just basically threw your opinion out the window, or all your credibility. You can't say that you take Carter Jr. or Jaren Jackson Jr. 1 or 2 in this draft if you haven't seen all the prospects that have consideration to go 1 or 2. Oh, come on, man. Come on, Max.
I think when you have the #1 overall pick in the draft, it can hurt judgment at times because you think, okay, I got the #1 overall pick. Like, how often do you get this? Unless you're the Cleveland Cavaliers without LeBron. I better hit a home run with this pick. But sometimes there is no, home run or grand slam in the draft. Sometimes the best available pick, even at #1, is just a good double off the wall that scores 2 runs. If you consider Jason Tatum that, or someone like that. And I think Wendell Carter Jr. and Jaren Jackson Jr. fit that description, and I'd be afraid. I'm not saying you don't take Ayton #1. I just don't think it's a slam dunk, so to speak, because I would be concerned that the wish casting, the desire for him to hit that home run with the #1 pick, the fact that he is so big and already offensively so good, will lead a team to make a mistake. I think they should give very careful consideration to the other players I just mentioned. He's the best player taken in the draft, including Ben Simmons, in the last 3 years. He's a franchise player. He reminds me of the way Tobias Harris is fitting on the Sixers and the way Boogie is fitting on the Warriors. It's like, boy, that's the best version of what that could have been.
Yeah.
All the hype about Luka, he's the best version of what you could have hoped for. He's a franchise player. I love watching him play, too.
But yeah, I guess shout out to Will Cain for getting that right. I know guys like Bill Simmons and like Kevin O'Connor, they were high on Luka as well. Stephen A. and Max, not as much credit probably should go out to you guys. I can't believe Max literally said, like, yeah, I would take Jerry Jackson Jr., Wendell Carter Jr., and I haven't seen enough or only one clip of Luka. I'm like, oh, come on, man. Why would you say that? Like, we know you don't watch college basketball and prospects like that, but you don't need to say that and just ruin your credibility because, like, we know, like, Stephen A., like, he probably watches, like, the main tier games, but he's not watching, like, Arizona play Oregon on a random Tuesday night, like, scouting out DeAndre Ayton. But once you tell us that you don't watch them, and it's like, come on, man, what are you doing? But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you all for watching. Jump like if you guys did enjoy. Let me know in the comments anything else you guys want me to react to. Like, I could definitely keep finding videos that I would just watch normally and just upload them, but you guys can let me know in the comments if you have any good ideas. Thank you all for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.